and 66 person was signed under my hand August in year 20. Salva Kiir Mayardit, President, Supreme Commander of Provisions A to be the transitional constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011 as amended, Supreme Commander to the National Security Service into the United Nations amended I 1,001 Commander of the National Guard. Number 5, appointment of 325 personnel into the Unified National Preservation of our wildlife, pursuant to the provision to be the Republic of South Sudan 2011 as Sudan and Supreme Commander of the National Wildlife Service do hereby appoint 3,575 personnel in A to B of the transitional Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan 2011, Republic of South Sudan, and the Supreme Commander of 3,002 personnel into the Unified Sign, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, Supreme Republic of South Sudan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, last night the President asked me to receive a basketball team. I went to the airport and I shouted. So my voice is not as usual, but for the victory of basketball. Thank you.
Opportunity to invite our Chief Justice, Chanraj Madut, to please welcome and dispense the oath of allegiance. You're welcome, Justice Madut. It's not 6 categories. It's different. So we begin to swear in each group. Is the necessary unified forces of South Sudan People's Defense Forces. Group number 1. Now, when I say I, you mention your name and follow what I say. That is the way we swear you in. Unified forces only. I'm not hearing your voice.
Yeah, Qaida Tabur. في إجراءات, excuse me. Qaida Tabur, kada no nazum da.
Where is the group? Where is that group? The VIP protection.
رفع متخرجة لا قسم استاد
God. What is that? What is this?
يا جماعة احنا بدينا بالجيش أول بيمشي على حسب الجيش في الأول.
قول اسمك وتابع كلام اللي أنا بقوله. I do hereby swear by Almighty God of the VIP protection of the Unified South Sudan People's Defense Forces, I shall be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Republic of South Sudan. I shall obey, preserve, and defend the Constitution and abide by the laws, rules, standing orders, and the orders of my superiors. I shall at all times respect civil authority and shall strive to defend the territorial integrity of the Republic of South Sudan. I promise to serve by keeping the dignity of the institution of which I am a member, and to be disciplined, brave, so help me God. The second group is the National Police Service, Unified Forces of Police. I swear in the name of Almighty God, and I shall protect the Constitution, superiors, to the best of my ability, even though that will mean risking my life. So help me God. Okay. So the third group is the National Security Service. National Security Service. So wait for them. No? Yeah. Okay. I'm ready. Malak is there. He's walking.
Continue.
This is the Unified Forces of the National Security Service. I swear by Almighty God that as a personnel of the Unified Forces of the National Security Service, the Republic of South Sudan, rule of law and human dignity, discharge duties entrusted upon me under the National Security Service Act, interest and security So help me, God. Bro. National Wildlife Services.
Yeah, wildlife, get ready.
Okay. I swear in the name of Almighty God that as a personnel of the Unified Force and the people of South Sudan, protecting and defending the Constitution and laws of South Sudan, honestly, and duties assigned to me by my superiors under the Wildlife Service Act, and so help me God. Alf Mabruk alaikum. Next one will be the National Prison Service. National Prison Service. I do hereby swear by the name God Almighty that as a personnel of the Unified Forces of the National Prison Service, I shall dedicate my life to the service of my motherland and people of South Sudan by faithfully protecting and defending the Constitution and laws of the Republic of South Sudan, and honestly discharge any order issued to me by my superior.
Civil defense.
Yeah, the next group is the National Civil Defense Services. National Civil Defense Services. I do hereby swear in the name of Almighty God that as a personnel of the Unified Forces of the National Civil Defense Service, I shall dedicate my life to the service of my motherland and the people of South Sudan by faithfully protecting and defending the Constitution and laws of the Republic of South Sudan, honestly executing functions and duties assigned to me by my superiors under the law to the best of my ability. So help me God. Mabruk.
Our gratitude to you, Justice Chan Murudarech. Mr. President, without further
Comrade President,
سلاماتي، تحياتي، احتراماتي. الرياضة مهم جدا في تكوين أجسام المتدربين، يمنح اللياقة البدنية التي تسمح لهم الملاكمة، الكيك بوكسينج. جدا في دمي
نحرك الطابور بسرعة.
الذي شق الدياجي بالشروق، وطريق النصر قد لاح فسيري في الطريق. المنشط القادم هو منشط البيادة الصامتة.
وإذا نحن بنرحب بالمتخرجين الذي تخرج فيه، وهو الانضباط العسكري، وبيعلمه كمان كيف انه يكون واقف في تمام الحيزية زي ما نحن شايفين كل القوى تتعامل. ويمكن نحن شفنا كل أنواع. جنوبنا ينحضي يحيى العلم، عم العلوم والفنون ساتبنوها. إذن
ده طابور تونكي ياو قدامكم.
Excellencies, bear with us. 4 minutes, we will be done. Just 4 minutes.
يلا كومريد خلاص دقيقتين انتهى. آخر وحدة بتاعت التربية كذلك عندكم دقيقة 3 دقائق. يلا يا ديفنس.
Distinguished guests, valued leaders of the region, this is the last group. They only have 2 minutes and we should be done. Thank you for your patience. We value your tolerance. Thank you.
واحنا جايين لنهايه بتاعت الاستعراض. وقبل ما انا اسلم الميكروفون للمستشار انا عايز انادي الفنان الكبير دينغ انياي بوليس منو وانينا شنو ده يكون بس 3 دقيقة لو سمحت لي كومريد دينغ انياي قدم.
DJ جيج واحد صار وياه جيش واحد شعبا واحد ارفع صوت فريدوم ريكورد.
مبسوطين يا سلام سلام يا الله من قبل
شعب جنوب السودان جنوب السودان طوال
جدال ما يندو ولا كابس يا شعب جنوب السودان انتو ما جوج ولا جوج بتادينكا ولا جوج بتاباري جدال ما يندو قبيلة انتو ما جوج بتامورلي ولا جوج بتازاندي ولا جوج بتابالندا جدال ما يندو قبيلة. الزمان عنده هدف استغلال الجنوب والمواطن كل مرتاح عارفة انك فوق شوف ده قلم بتاعنا يا وده قلم بتاعنا دمنا فوقنا. مقصودين يا سلام سلام جا الله من قابت جاب جنوب السودان أننا بقينا وايد جنوب السودان لوايد ما في زال ما فقد زولو ما في قبيلية ما فقد ناسو كلنا شاركنا للأجل الوطن وننا دارين سلام دار شغل بلقى شغل دار يقرأ تعال اقرأ وننا دارين سلام.
Shukran Jazilan. Mr. President, you have witnessed, along with your visitors, and our leaders, it's very what our young men and women have been doing over the prolonged 2 years of enormous sufferings. And I must say, Mr. President, it's time to thank our generals who contoned them and trained them to bring them to this level. Now, بالنسبة للكادات بتاعنا شكرا جزيلا. انتوا خليتوا الرئيس بتاعكم مبسوط والشعب بتاعكم متأمنين ومتأملين. لأن هسه عايزينكم تسمع من ضيوف بتاعنا حاجة اللي انتوا عملتوا ده شعورهم شنو؟ ده هو حاجة قصير إن شاء الله ما هيصير زمن طويل. اسمعوا بعدانكم إن شاء الله يوديكم إرشاد مفيد عشان تقدر تدفع بيه بلد بتاعكم والشعب بتاعكم. Without further ado, I have this opportunity to call on the Governor of Central Korea State, Honorable Emmanuel Adil Ahmed. Please, you are welcome. If you give us 1 minute, I will appreciate.
Your Excellency, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, the President of the Republic of South Sudan, the Commander-in-Chief of the South Sudan People Defense Forces, and the Supreme Commander of all the organized forces. Your Excellency, General Yoweri Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and Excellency General Abdel Fattah Burhan, the President of the Sovereign Council of the Sudan and the Chairman of IGAD, Excellencies Vice Presidents, all protocol observed. On behalf of the government and the people of Central Equatoria State, I'm privileged to welcome you to Juba City for the landmark graduation of the Unified Force of the Republic of South Sudan. Please feel at home and enjoy with us this historic celebration. Lemwanin bitana kulakum nawadi shukra al-Rais ledola bitana. Salamu alaikum kulakum. Salamu oye. Shukran alaikum. Your Excellency, this is your day. But I have one thing to say. We thank the graduating forces for your patience, commitment, and courage amidst the doubting challenges that delayed your graduation. We are proud of you for your determination to serve our nation in defense. Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. As we celebrate this day, today is the greatness of our nation being lifted once again. The dawn of lasting peace has finally come. It is important that all of us stand with our President to defend and promote this peace that we feel today so that we can celebrate this day. The victory won by our people in various fields. We congratulate our youth, our women, for always standing of this country, for making us proud as a nation. And therefore, on a special note, allow me congratulate our national basketball team for the outstanding performance in Tunisia and in Africa. Thank you so much, our brothers and sisters. I thank you for listening. May God bless South Sudan and bless us all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor. I believe you did not recognize the Assistant President of the Republic of Egypt, General Hiltqi Subi, who is the Assistant President for Defense Affairs. You are recognized, sir. I now call upon the representative of the CSOs, Mr. Edmund Yakani, to give us half a minute. if he is present. Is he present? Otherwise, I move on. Statement. If Mr. Edmund Yakani, you are present, please come quickly. Please, we are in a move. Thank you. Do come, and you have only half a minute. I know you know it all. Why all recognize him?
Your Excellency President for the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency President for the Sovereign Council for the Republic of Sudan, Your Excellency the President of Uganda, let me say, let the rest of the former protocol remain observed for the sake of time. I would like to add also my voice by saying, as a civil society, we are impressed, and this is what we wish to see, supposed to be before 3 years. Though it's been delayed, it's better than never. And I'd like to take this opportunity, Your Excellency President, if at the presidency level, or the Council of Ministers, or in the Parliament, there's a question of what is meant by political will, this is the political. Please demonstrate your political will and your political commitment for transitioning our country from violence to peace. This is what we call a political will and a political commitment and primary responsibility to implement the revitalized agreement on the resolution of conflict in South Sudan. Your Excellency, allow me to raise this concern. These are good uniform, good soldiers. If we add good money to their pockets, a non-gunman will disappear in South Sudan. Intercommunal violence will stop if we pay them the good salary. But my message to you soldiers, behind me are political leaders. When you took your oath, your allegiance is to the Republic of South Sudan. I'm taking responsibility to communicate to you that from today, you are not for Woye, you are not for Viva, you are not for Take a Boom. You are for the Constitution of the Republic of South Sudan. Take responsibility and show us that. And we want to make sure when politicians want to run to bush, or they want to jump into the river, or they want to fly to the air, don't follow them with this uniform. This uniform is for the nation. This uniform is not for tribe. This uniform is not for politicians. This uniform is to protect the flag we see up there. Never ever be allow yourself to be messed up by politicians. If they disagree, Parliament is there as a house for them to reach consensus or Council of Ministers. If they don't want, let them come join us in the farming. We welcome them to farm for our food security. I have not much to say. I would like to take this opportunity by saying, as a civil society, we need to be engaged. We are stakeholders in this country. One day, one time, we will also be leaders of this country. We better interact. I have not much to say. I would like to say, as a unified force, go out. We are asking IGAD to demonstrate us a responsibility. We need more transformation. Absolute responsibility as a son.
Wow, wow. Representative of the UN Secretary General, Brother Nicholas Haysom. Nicholas Haysom, you're welcome, please.
President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Sovereignty Council of the Republic of Sudan, His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, President of the Republic of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, Excellencies and representatives of member states from the region, from the African continent, and from the international community, colleagues and friends of South Sudan. It's a pleasure occasion of the graduation of the first batch of the necessary unified forces. As a witness signatory of the revitalized agreement and a peace partner, the United Nations congratulates the parties and the transitional government for giving life to this commitment to create a single national defense apparatus under civilian government authority. This first graduation is a long-awaited day in this country's pathway to peace. A unified defense force is one of the most visible and meaningful expressions of national unity, especially in societies emerging from conflict. Its establishment will, on account of its inclusivity and diverse representation, symbolize the national identity of South Sudan, not a partial, regional, or tribal mechanism. But the necessary unified forces will not merely be an important symbol. It will be an active contributor to national peace. The implementation of transitional security arrangements is a cornerstone upon which further meaningful steps can now be taken, including a broader security sector transformation process, nation building, and sustainable development. The capacity of the transitional government to protect its own citizens, display South Sudan's respect for international humanitarian law, and guarantee the territorial integrity of South Sudan will all be strengthened. This is not the end of the process, but a new beginning. The graduation of the necessary unified forces is an initial step in a complex but essential process of constructing a national army and other organized forces. It will require, as you are aware, a continued commitment by the transitional government to fund, deploy, and sustain these forces over time. Importantly, we expect that the National Unified Forces will play a critical role in meeting the security and it is in this spirit that I renew the full commitment of the UN to support the implementation of the peace agreement. I thank you.
Wonderful message, and thank you very much. I now call upon the chairman of the RJMEC, Major General Ambassador Charles Tui Gitui. You're welcome, please.
Thank you. Your Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the South Sudan and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. Your Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, President and Chairperson of the Sovereign Council of Sudan and Chair of IGAD. Your Excellency Museveni, President. His Excellency Dr. Riek Machar, First Vice President. His Excellency Hussein Abdel, Vice President. Excellencies, Vice Presidents of the South Sudan, distinguished representatives of governments of the Arab Republic of Egypt, Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Republic of Rwanda, and the United Republic of Tanzania. Honorable Tut Katlwek, Chairperson of National Transition Committee, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Ambassador, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum. It gives me much pleasure to speak at this historic event in the implementation of the revitalized agreement
on the resolution of the conflict in the Republic of South Sudan. Today's graduation of the first batch of the is an important milestone under Chapter 2 of the agreement. The institution responsible for overall oversight of the implementation of the trilateral peace agreement, I do not take this occasion lightly, given the challenges which the parties encountered in the unification of forces. In this regard, I would like to congratulate His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, His Excellency Dr. Machar Tene, First Vice President, and all the 4 Vice Presidents for making this leap forward. I also commend the National Transition Committee, the Joint Defense Board, the Joint Transition Security Committee, and the Joint Military Ceasefire Commission for working collectively to achieve this milestone. I would also like to thank and to commend His Excellency Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, Chairperson of the Sovereign Council of Sudan, and Chairperson of the IGAD Assembly of Heads of State and Government, and all other IGAD Heads of State and Government for their unwavering efforts and commitment to support the South Sudan peace process. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this graduation Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this graduation ceremony today symbolizes national unity, the spirit of patriotism, loyalty to the Constitution and to the country. The unified forces reflect the national character of the people of South Sudan. I would like to congratulate the graduating unified forces for their endurance, commitment, and determination to serve the country as members of the security forces. As professional, apolitical security force, the spirit of comradeship, discipline, esprit de corps, and loyalty that you have developed during your training should serve as your guiding values as you get redeployed in your respective units. Let this spirit of unification of forces be one of the building blocks in promoting national unity, reconciliation, cohesion, which should be emulated across the country. The unified forces will enable the realization of a unified, secure, peaceful, and prosperous South Sudan. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I have always said, the unification of forces is the backbone of the trilateral peace agreement. Despite the challenges, this graduation is a testament and a clear indication of the determination by the government of the Republic of South Sudan to stay the course of peace. However, despite this achievement, we have a long way to go to attain full unification of forces, including disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration of ineligible candidates of the unification. We expect this momentum to be maintained and phase 2 of unification to commence as quickly as possible. I also take this opportunity to commend the revitalized transitional government of national unity for positively responding to RJMEC requests and preparing a roadmap to a peaceful and democratic end to the transition period of the revitalized peace agreement. RJMEC has now rescheduled an extraordinary meeting for this Thursday, 1st September, for the members to deliberate the roadmap in accordance to Article 8.4 of the peace agreement. As I conclude, Your Excellencies, it is my sincere hope and expectation that this graduation will also provide a timely boost to the overall implementation of the revitalized peace agreement going forward. Much remains to be done across all the chapters of the revitalized peace agreement, especially the permanent constitution-making process, legislative reforms, and necessary preparations for free Much remains to be done across all the chapters of the revitalized peace agreement, especially in the permanent constitution-making process, legislative reforms, and the necessary preparations for free, fair, and credible elections at the end of the transition period. I appeal to you all to build on this momentum at this which is provided by this graduation. I thank you all, Your Excellencies.
Thank you, Ambassador Charles, for that strategic statement. Don't panic. You're being protected from air, land, and sea. We have presidents here, so don't panic about the helicopters. I now would like to move swiftly to call upon the Special Representative of IGAD, Ambassador Ismail Weiss. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Greetings. His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, the President of the Republic of South Sudan and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, the President of Uganda, His Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the President of the Republic of and Dr. Riek Machar, Dr. James Wani Iga, His Excellency Taban Dengai, His Excellency Hussein Abdul Baghi, Her Excellency Madame Rebecca, Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, members of the Cabinet of the Republic of South Sudan, the Right Honorable Speaker of the Revitalized Transitional National Legislative Assembly, members of the Diplomatic Corps, international and civil society organizations present, the people of South Sudan, good afternoon. For a democratic transition, tasks include the following: the completion of the formation of the legislative functions of the transitional government at both the national and the state level. Judicial reform process having kick-started with the establishment of the Judicial Reforms Committee on 28th of July 2022. The enactment of the Revitalized Peace Agreement Security Sector Transformation legislation by the TNLA as initiated by the NCCAC. The rolling out of both national and regional consultative work by the Preparatory Committee on the essence of the Commission for Truth, Reconciliation and Healing for South Sudan. Excellencies, a crucial milestone also met this year by the Presidency, Ertegenu and the stakeholders to the Revitalized Peace Agreement is the realization of the roadmap which seeks to pragmatically accomplish meaningful critical tasks of the Revitalized Peace Agreement. Toward this end, IGAD wishes to laud and recognize His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, and the principals of the parties to the Revitalized Peace Agreement for their collegial resolve to agree on the roadmap to a peaceful and democratic end of the transitional period of the agreement earlier this month, 4th of August 2022. The inclusive process of engaging all concerned stakeholders, including civil society, was very encouraging. It is the conviction of IGAD that the spirit of consultation and comprehensive demonstrated will be the main impetus toward the Ertegenu meeting all the ongoing and outstanding tasks in the Revitalized Peace Agreement. I am glad to note that today's auspicious event of graduating the first batch of the necessary unified forces and deployment of the same earnestly signifies a practical and tangible benchmark, a wonderful gesture that ought to be replicated by Ertegenu toward implementing other agreement tasks and as guided by the nationally owned roadmap. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, today's event, the defining moment of a transforming national defense and security architecture, presents a window of opportunity for the parties to the Revitalized Peace Agreement and for the leadership of South Sudan to purposefully enhance trust and confidence building amongst themselves and exercise an inclusive and reconciliatory spirit in the new lease of the transitional life of the peace agreement. Indeed, security sector transformation, as we call it Chapter 2, is the very bedrock of the seamless implementation of the peace agreement and is actually its first backbone and the enabler of the guiding roadmaps as we all know it today. The enacting space for development and humanitarian efforts will only be realized and delivered by the earnest deployment of disciplined forces in the country. As you can recall, one of the most contentious items of concern during the high-level revitalization process was on how to also consolidate the recovering country from a state of fragility to one fashioned and defined by the rule of law. Nowhere were these ideals more necessary or applicable than in reforming the security sector apparatus in South Sudan. In fact, the transitional security arrangement and transformed security sector was and is still as the first port of the toward uniting the country. In this connection, I wish to remind all the constituencies of South Sudan to look at the security sector as a formidable unifying factor and site of transformation and governance in South Sudan. Having said this, IGAD Secretariat stands ready to avail the necessary political and technical enablers for the regional guarantors and beyond toward realizing the continuous integration of norms, the necessary standards of a contemporary national defense and security system in South Sudan. The region is not short of friends and centers of excellences that will provide much needed doctrinal support on these issue items. I also call upon other respected correctional and penitentiary services and the doctrinal support humanitarian law strengthening mandate to also offer their assistance to the nascent and transformed national security system of South Sudan. We all call upon all actors of good faith from the region and the continent and beyond to provide all the required practical and pragmatic assistance in order to enable RJMEC to realize genuine and progressive peace and stability in South Sudan. IGAD wishes that common, concerted, complementary, and forward-looking voices from the international community in the overall peace implementation space is also crucial for the realization of a human rights agenda in the country. IGAD also wishes to reiterate the added value that the people of South Sudan and the South Sudan civil society will give to the successful implementation of the roadmap, including support of security sector reforms, notwithstanding the demanding task, and that RJMEC will stand to benefit close leadership, stewardship by his second command, His Excellency Dr. Riek Machar, the first Vice President, to also national skirmishes like Unity State, Upper Nile, and Warab states. Such missions will be to appeal to the hearts and minds of the people of South Sudan to embrace peace. Excellencies, it is my conviction that the countrywide deployment of the necessary unified forces together with the peace mission by the presidency across the country will bear fruit as the country prepares for the democratic transition. I do wish well, and God bless the people of South Sudan. Thank you.
General Malak, please organize for the forces to sit. They've been standing for too long. Please organize for the cadets to sit, for they have been standing for too long. Please. Thank you. Otherwise, Ismail Wise, IGAD has spoken, and IGAD has given us a reminiscence speech. Thank you very much.
Kulal Guad, Malak, Agot.
Thank you, General Malak. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. May I now call upon on the representative of the African Union, Ambassador Masoud Isaka. Please, you are welcome.
Thank you. Mr. Minister, I am delighted that it's my turn, and then we have our soldiers resting on the ground because the sun is so hot. Thank you very much. Excellency, Mr. President, Excellencies on the high table, ladies and gentlemen, I bring you the apologies of His Excellency Ambassador Biswaro, who is unable to be with us today. But principally, I bring you the greetings of the chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, on this auspicious occasion. I also bring you the felicitations of the entire African Diplomatic Corps of South Sudan, all of whom are here today in solidarity. Many months ago, Mr. President, we witnessed the inauguration of the revitalized agreement. Many important achievements have been registered, yet many more require to be accomplished. The graduation of forces that we are witnessing today is the most important milestone after the formation of the transitional government and the reconstitution of the transitional of a unified fisheries of all collaborations towards their ultimate goals. The chairperson of the AU urges you on. He sends his greetings to the leadership. He applauds the gallant soldiers that are gathered here today, ready to be peacemakers and peace builders on other parts of Africa and the world at large. Of the African Union, the rest of the continent, as South Sudan strengthens, so shall be the continent. We are with you, and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Masoud. African Union has spoken. Mr. President, just a quick reminder that this occasion today is graced by the presence of President Yoweri Museveni, the President of Uganda, President Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the President of Sovereign Council of the Republic of Sudan and the Chairman of IGAD. We is graced by General Sutqi Subi, Assistant President of Egypt for Defense Affairs, and Dr. Abraham Bili, Minister of Defense and Head of Delegation of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, and Honorable Major General Albert Murusara, Minister of Defense and Head of Delegation of the Republic of Rwanda, and then Ambassador John Stephen Sibachwana, who is
Your Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan. Your Excellency Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, President of the Sovereign Council of Sudan. Your Excellency First Vice President Dr. Garang, and Your Excellency the Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan. Right Honorable Speakers of the Transitional National Legislative Assembly, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Governor of Central Equatorial State, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good afternoon. It is a great day for South Sudan and its people. On behalf of the Chinese government, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations on the graduation of the first batch of the necessary unified forces of the Republic of South Sudan. It is a significant step forward in implementing the revitalized agreement on the resolution of the conflict in the Republic of South Sudan. The graduation and deployment of the unified forces does not only reflect the common aspiration of all South Sudanese people, but also demonstrates revitalized peace agreement is not about responding to a held dream of the people of South Sudan, stability, development, and prosperity with one nation, one people, and one army. It is not just about to build a framework of peace, but also to achieve real reconciliation and inclusiveness. We hope that the peace process will continue going forward without any hesitation and interruption. As an IGAD Plus member, a reliable friend, and staunch supporter of the peace process of South Sudan, China has taken the lead to provide batches of assistance for the graduation of the unified forces. Just as we speak, a new batch of military in-kind assistance has just arrived in Juba to facilitate today's graduation, including tanks, power stations, trucks, off-road vehicles, and ambulances, amounting to $3.2 million. To facilitate the DDR process, the Chinese embassy in South Sudan is also in collaboration with the United Nations Development Program in implementing a project titled Sustainable Demobilization and Reintegration of Former Combatants and Vulnerable and At-Risk Groups in Juba County, Central Equatorial State, financed by China's Global Development and South-South Cooperation Fund with a sum of $2 million, just to mention for you. A line of ancient Chinese poem reads, "Past a fallen ship, 1,000 sail onward. For a sick tree, 10,000 thrive by spring." China firmly believes that after enduring all the hardships, the government and the people of South Sudan will be able to embark on a new journey of peace and development. China sincerely hopes that all relevant parties in South Sudan will bear in mind the overall interests of their nation and people, join hands together to advance the agenda of the political transition and achieve lasting peace and stability in the country at an early date. China always respects the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of South Sudan, supports South Sudan in exploring a development path suited to its own national reality, and stand ready to work with the international community to make more contributions to promoting the peace process in South Sudan, including calling on the UN Security Council to lift arms embargo and targeted sanctions against South Sudan, so as to help the unified forces to strengthen itself to provide reliable security to the whole country. I thank you all.
Thank you, Honorable Ambassador. You spoke like a truly genuine friend, and we appreciate it. We now have a statement from the representative of the Troika, Ambassador Michael Adler of the US. Ambassador, you're welcome.
Your Excellency, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellencies, distinguished regional leaders, Excellencies, Vice Presidents, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Speaker of the Transitional National Legislative Assembly, distinguished guests, all protocols observed. As the Troika, we welcome this initial step in the graduation of forces. This is a development that has been long promised and even longer awaited by the South Sudanese people and South Sudan's friends. It is an absolutely critical step, but is the start of a process. Unified forces, loyal to the whole nation of South Sudan and the entirety of its people, answering to a unified operational leadership and accountable to a unified political leadership, are key to reducing violence and preventing conflict and to providing peace and security. With security and stability, South Sudan will be able to unlock its potential and advance on the road to development. It is critical that the ordinary South Sudanese people can have trust in their security forces. Trust that security forces are well-trained, professional, and held accountable for their actions. Trust that their security forces are there to guarantee and protect their freedoms and not threaten them. Trust that the security forces are there to protect the Constitution and independence of South Sudan, upholding the rule of law. Trust that the security forces will protect the rights of all South Sudanese people, no matter where in the country they come from, no matter what their religious or political beliefs, and no matter whom they call kin. Trust that security forces are committed to bringing an immediate end to sexual and gender-based violence, including any actions committed by those within their ranks. These aspirations are fundamentally critical whether we are speaking of members of the SSPDF, guaranteeing South Sudan's security from external threat, the National Police, protecting the citizenry from criminality, or in the prison service, overseeing the implementation of justice. South Sudan's security forces are a cornerstone of state and human security, and their legitimacy and effectiveness depends on fulfilling their mission accountably within a framework of civilian control and respect for the rule of law and human rights. And this requires legislation. We look forward to seeing ongoing progress, including graduation of all forces across the country, laying out the details of how the graduated forces are inclusively structured, commanded, and deployed, and of course, ensuring all forces throughout the country have access to food and medicine and are paid their salaries consistently so they can fulfill their duties and care for their families. It is also important to remember the other steps in the hierarchis, which also need similar progress and require similar commitment, so that the people of South Sudan, men, women, and children, have the future they deserve of peace, democracy, human rights, justice, and prosperity. Action must be taken to end violence and impunity so that all South Sudanese can live in security throughout the country. We are speaking here of the future that the South Sudanese people deserve and hope for at the time of their independence. It is long overdue. We look to South Sudan's leaders to capitalize on this renewed momentum to advance these steps. We hope the early steps that have begun today will unlock further progress in the implementation of the revitalized peace agreement. This important step today is potentially one that could build trust between the parties across all areas. If former combatants can work side by side for a common end, this provides space for others to do so. This graduation signifies progress on the implementation of the security arrangements in the revitalized peace agreement, and we commend the spirit of compromise that was required to bring us to today. But also today, we congratulate the forces who have graduated. We remind them of the oaths they have taken to protect the country and its people, and we endorse the commitment to peace. Speaking personally, I will conclude by saying how honored I am to be here today. May God bless the people of South Sudan. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for that Troika message. We've heard you, we've taken note. Thank you. I now call upon Christine Bada, the EU ambassador to the Republic of South Sudan. Mr. Christine, you're welcome. How are you, my friend? All right?
The last one.
Your Excellency, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan and Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces of South Sudan, Your Excellency, Yoweri Museveni, President of Uganda, Your Excellency, General Burhan, Head of the Sovereign Council of Sudan and President of IGAD, honorable dignitaries and distinguished guests, with all protocols observed. As representative of the EU, member of the international partners and friends of South Sudan, I am particularly honored and pleased to be here today with all of you and to witness and participate to this historical event. I would also like, 26 days after the agreement by the parties to the revitalized peace agreement on a roadmap extending the current transitional period, to warmly welcome the graduation of the first batch of the unified forces of the Republic of South Sudan. Our hopes and expectations, the people of South Sudan's hopes and expectations are immense. And this is precisely what we need, the expression of political will and commitment. We are witnessing today, at last, the beginning of the implementation of one of the most important and crucial provisions of the revitalized peace agreement. This is indeed a great day for all of us. We all know that this implementation has been delayed by many hurdles and challenges, some of them due to external factors, some of them resulting from internal problems, some of them remaining unmet to this day. What we see happening today is a major step on the bumpy and difficult road to peace and in the intricate process which hopefully will allow the people of this country at the end of the transitional period and sustainable missions. The EU and its member states were already on the side of South Sudan long before independence. They remain fully committed, today more than ever, while having to face new crises all over the world, to continue supporting the people of South Sudan and helping bringing these people 11 years after independence. Some of us, including myself, were here in this very stadium when it happened. What they dreamt, what these people dreamt of during the long years of struggle and what they so much deserve today: justice, political stability, economic development, and more than anything else, peace and security. Without peace and security, even freedom can have a bitter taste. It's our common wish today that this graduation and the whole and long-awaited process of unification of South Sudanese armed forces will add a crucial building block to the edifice and will now be able to significantly contribute to firmly maintain law, order, and peace everywhere in South Sudan. Armed forces of South Sudan, oyez! South Sudan, oyez!
Thank you, Christian, for that AU message. Now, as I move towards the high table, I would like to seek permission, Your Excellency, for a 1.5 minute interlude to motivate our cadets and to allow our guests to prepare themselves. Malaga UN, if you could, please, 1.5 minutes. apologize. Give ourselves a few minutes and we'll call you again. Just in a few minutes. Thank you. Otherwise, I would like to call upon Hussein Abdulbagi Akolai, who is the chairperson of the South Sudan Opposition Alliance. They have a military wing. Today, we have taken them away from him and handed them over to the president. Obigarian.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wa bihi nista'in. Your Excellency, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, and Commander-in-Chief of all armed forces. Your Excellency, Yoweri Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, Mohamed Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the President of Sovereign Council of Sudan, His Excellency, Dr. Riek Machar, the first Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellencies, Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellencies, the representatives of head of state and governments present, Right Honorable Speaker of Transitional Legislative Assembly, Right Honorable Speaker of Council of States, Right Honorable Chief Justice Chanraj Madud, advisors, national ministers, MPs, our representative of MPs in upper and lower houses, protocol is observed. On this occasion, I would like to congratulate the President of the Republic, His Excellency, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, for his unwavering commitment to the implementation of peace agreement. He has not only given to the implementation of peace agreement, he has not only given assurance to the parties, but to the entire people of South Sudan. I would like to congratulate the parties to the agreement for their commitment to implementation of the peace agreement. Without collegial and cooperation, we would have not reached this marvelous occasion. This is a very victory day for the people of South Sudan, who had been waiting patiently for the graduation of unified forces. The graduation of the first phase of unified forces will boost the security across the country. Subsequently, after graduation, the security across the country. Subsequently, after the graduation, the Commander-in-Chief of all the armed forces, His Excellency, Salva Kiir Mayardit, is expected to authorize and oversee the deployment of the forces countrywide. I would be remiss if I do not comment on the peace grantors, Sudan and Uganda, regional bodies such as African Union, IGAD, and international community at large for the instrument role that they played in supporting the peace process in South Sudan. The graduation of the forces came at a time when South Sudan is facing insecurity challenges. Fortunately, the forces will fill a vacuum and become agents of law enforcement in the country, leading to improved security. In a special way, I would like to salute and congratulate the graduates of the first phase of unified forces for their resilience for long-awaited event. This is a milestone in the implementation of the revitalized peace agreement. Excellencies, peace and stability are key preconditions for sustainable development in the region. Without peace and a stable political atmosphere in the country can never develop. The graduation of the forces will support the new political dispensation brought by the 2018 peace agreement. I urge the graduating class to maintain discipline and good moral, to uphold professionalism. Your role is to protect the Constitution, the people of properties, to defend our sovereignty of South Sudan. From today onward, you will become the South Sudan Defense Forces under one unified command of His Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit. Remember that you do not belong to any party or tribe. You are the national army whose allegiance and loyalty are owed to South Sudan. I take this opportunity to reiterate the importance of disarmament to realization of comprehensive peace in the country. On this note, I call upon the parties to the agreement to support disarmament exercise countrywide. Equally important is the issue of collection of guns from the parties to the agreement by the revitalized transitional government of national unity. In this regard, I would like to draw your attention to the pre-transitional task, particularly on Article 2.2.3.2, which obligates the party to collect guns. It's read, and I quote, disarmament, disengagement, and separation of forces and collection of long and medium-range heavy weapons, ended the court. We must do before the beginning of the phase 2. Excellencies, the graduation of these forces today demonstrate that the parties are working together and are determined to implement the agreement in letter and spirit. However, slower the implementation process might be. There is a need to collect and authorize guns for the parties to surrender all weapons in their custody to the unity government. This will allow inaccessible places to become accessible and encourage businesses, free movement and passage everywhere in South Sudan for everybody without fear of insecurity. It will also allow dissemination of peace agreement in places like Akoba, Upper Nile, Western Bahr Ghazal, Western Equatoria, and Peniger in Unity State and countrywide indeed. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me at this juncture to appreciate AU and IGAD for their being the first to support the new roadmap. I call upon the regional and international community to support the implementation of roadmap to complete the remaining provision in the peace agreement. Finally, I appeal to international community to lift arms, embargo, and sanction imposed on South Sudan because they are derailing the peace implementation of the agreement, especially in armament of these forces graduating today. Thank you very much. وأخيراً أنا داير نهني شعب جنوب السودان بانتصارات اللي عملوا الفرقة القومية لباسكت بول بتاعنا في تونسيا. ده بيوري إنه جنوب السودان مشى في اتجاه سليم ونحن ماشيين في اتجاه بتاع الرفاهية. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Vice President Hussein Abdul Baghi, thank you for those words of wisdom. I now have the opportunity to call upon Dr. Garang Mausoleum, the chairperson of the SPLM AIO in opposition. Your Excellency, you're welcome. First Vice President of the Republic, Garang Mausoleum, you're very welcome, sir.
Your Excellency, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, General Abdel Fattah Burhan, President of the Sudan Transitional Sovereign Council and Chair of IGAD, and also a grantor. My colleagues, the Vice Presidents, representatives of heads of state and government, Right Honorable Nunu Kumba, Speaker of the Transitional National Assembly, Right Honorable Deng Deng Akon, Speaker of Council of States, Right Honorable Deputies to the Speakers of National Assembly and Council of States, Honorable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. This is the day that our people have been waiting for. Millions in the countryside, others in the protection of civilian sites, POCs, in Juba, Malakal, Wau, Benteo, and Bor, millions of refugees in Sudan, Uganda, Ethiopia, Kenya, Egypt, DRC, Central Africa, and in the wider diaspora. And of course, myself, who have been marooned and stuck in Juba. We have all been looking forward to this graduation to happen. Before I get excited about the day, let me thank the organizing committee for making this graduation possible. I know the teams worked day and night in the last 5 days. Allow me also to thank President Museveni for coming and for his support. Transitional security arrangements was the most important agenda for His Excellency President Museveni. As such, he initiated creation of an extra security mechanism called the Security Supervision Mechanism. Mr. President, you are welcome. I also would like to thank His Excellency General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the President of Sudan Transitional Sovereign Council, and Chair of IGAD for support, and also for breaking deadlocks when we got stuck in the implementation process of this agreement. We also give thanks to President Burhan and his team. Actually, special thanks for allowing food supplies from his country by land and river to reach the training centers despite the restrictions due to the war in Ukraine. I would also like to thank all IGAD member states that supported and continue to support the implementation of this agreement. I would like to thank the implementation mechanisms that have worked for years to ensure this agreement is implemented. And these include the CITISAM, the RJMEC, the IGAD Special Envoy Office, for the work they did for this day to happen. I also would like to thank the international community, Troika, IGAD, IGAD Partners Forum, EU, and China for their support and contributions. At this juncture, I would also wish to congratulate and thank our President, President Salva Kiir, for making this day to happen, the graduation of phase 1 of necessary unified forces. The transitional security arrangements is the backbone of this agreement. Without it, the peace will not hold. You will recall the necessary unified forces that we are graduating today were meant to be graduated during pre-transitional period of 9 months after the signature of the agreement in Addis on July 12, September 2018, which means we should have graduated these forces by April 2019. However, after Rome, when there was an effort that a government was to be formed, we had to go back to Addis for extension of 6 months in a hope that these forces would be graduated and the number of states would be agreed upon. In November 2019, the UN Security Council had to come to Juba to push again for the formation of the RT-GONO. But since none of these two critical issues were resolved, no creation of unified forces, no agreement on number of states, we had to go to Entebbe. And in Entebbe, we secured the second extension of 100 days of the pre-transitional period. In February 15th, 2020 in Addis, we struck an agreement on the number of states. We reverted the country to former 10 states. Thus, on February 22nd, 2020, the presidency was sworn in and the transitional period of 36 months started. We are today graduating these forces 5 months and 8 days before the end of the transition. And by the way, this is the only first phase of the necessary unified forces. It is also just a little over half of the necessary unified forces that were agreed for phase 1. I believe you know why I'm excited. I think you, the forces before us today, particularly those who came from opposition forces, share my excitement and joy. I know over 200 of your comrades have died in the 18 training centers. Some died
because of disease and no medication. Some died because of hunger, as food was not available. I also know many of you have not seen your families for all the years you spent in training centers. Today I congratulate you for your endurance and perseverance. You have undergone a serious test of political will. You have shown your will for peace and commitment to ensure stability in this country prevails. The sacrifice you have made is worth it. Our country from now on shall have a unified national army. We have called it, agreed, as South Sudan People's Defense Force. You shall have a national police service, a national security service, a national prison service, a national wildlife force, and a national civil defense force, all reflecting our character, our nationalities, and our ethnic groups. I believe a new era has started. I want also to underscore the discipline you have exercised in the training centers. There was no single report about any violation of the ceasefire between yourselves when the contrary was happening outside the training centers. 15 serious violations had happened between opposing forces outside the training centers. You were not tempted at all to join your comrades who were engaged in the unnecessary loss of lives. I congratulate you for this discipline. I trust you will protect the Constitution, the territorial integrity of our country, and its people and their property. I want you to take this discipline to your deployment locations. We want you, besides doing your security work, to be a productive force. You must be engaged in modern agriculture. Teach our people new ideas. You must also be engaged in road building. It is not only engineering corps that does that. Soldiers do such work. Be engaged in the long vision of creating a railway in our country and building airports and also improving on our national parks and games so that we can earn hard currency from our animal resources. The representative of the civil society talk about your low pay. We are cognizant of it. All our men and women in uniform are making ends meet through going to the forest, cutting wood to make charcoal. We are aware of that. We are aware that the pay is low. And by the way, I don't think that it is you alone. Even we in the podium here, we have low salaries. But for us to raise the salaries, we must act together. We must act together, combat corruption, so that you have a raise in your salaries. We be transparent in what we do. And if you, the unified forces, as a nucleus of the new forces, lead the way, the rest shall follow. I hope the President will address his statement, this issue in his statement. Your comrades that will join phase 2 may only spend 4 months or 5 months in the training centers. They have also patiently waited for you to be graduated. To them outside, in the cantonment, in the barracks, they're excited just like us here. They know that their turn is coming, and it will be a better time for them. You have taken the brunt, and you have passed the test. With the disciplines you have shown in the training centers, I'm confident that the country and our people will be secured and peaceful, and a prosperous state shall be realized. Elections, which is the end product of the agreement, will be conducted on the 22nd December 2024 if we go according to the roadmap. I believe South Sudan will have free, fair, democratic elections. And you will be responsible for ensuring. You know, we had to extend the transition period. If only 5 months and 8 days are the remaining ones of unified forces, we also need time to work on the Constitution. So that is why we extended 24 months. The transition is extended for that time. By that, we would have implemented all the aspects of the peace agreement and will have a new state that unites its people, finally, I want to call upon our partners whose confidence had been shaken by the slow implementation of this agreement. I want to call upon them to continue support the implementation of this agreement and the roadmap. مبروك عليكم. دورة جاي هنتكلم عربي لأن هيكون إحنا برانا. شكرا جزيلا.
Thank you, our first Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Garang. We heard you, Your Excellency, very clear. You are excited. You recognize the necessary death of our civilians during the prolonged internal conflict. You've given us critical advices to our grading forces, and you've given advice to our partners to support the roadmap. I believe with that new spirit, you will help your brother, President Salva Kiir Mayardit, to move this country forward and achieve economic independence. Now, I'm delighted to call upon Ambassador John Stephen Sibachiwani, who is the Ambassador of the United Republic of Tanzania to South Sudan, and also the head of delegation of the United Republic of Tanzania. Your Excellency, Ambassador, you're welcome.
Your Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency Abdel Fattah Burhan, President of Sovereign Council of Sudan, Your Excellency Dr. Riek Machar, Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, Special Representative, and the leaders of different groups, distinguished graduates of the first batch of the necessary unified forces of the Republic of South Sudan, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, on the outset, I take this opportunity to thank Your Excellency for extending an invitation to Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, to attend the graduation of the first batch of the necessary unified forces of South Sudan that is taking place here today. Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan sends warm and fraternal greetings to Your Excellency and through you to the people of the Republic of South Sudan. Her Excellency President Samia Suluhu Hassan wished to be here and witness this monumental event in person, but due to other equally important engagements, she was not able to do so and has directed me to represent her. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today marks an important milestone of the achievement of sustainable peace and stability in the Republic of South Sudan and the East Africa region in general. Tanzania congratulates South Sudan and the graduating soldiers for this achievement. The formation and the training of the unified forces of the Republic of South Sudan is a clear demonstration of the commitment that the government and the people of the Republic of South Sudan have in implementing the revitalized agreement in the resolution of the conflict in South Sudan. It is refreshing to note that thousands of soldiers have been joined into the unified forces countrywide. This would not be possible without the commitment of all parties involved and the various stakeholders who supported the South Sudan peace process, whose support we appreciate. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, owing to the historical close relations that exist between the late Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere and the late Dr. John Garang, Tanzania has remained committed to support the people of the Republic of South Sudan to attain sustainable peace through mediation process, which have led to the signing of peace agreement. I take this opportunity to reaffirm that commitment for stronger ties between Tanzania and South Sudan. As I conclude, may I, on behalf of the people and the government of Tanzania, congratulate Your Excellency once again, the people of South Sudan, and these brave soldiers who graduated today. I thank you for your attention. Asante sana.
Mheshimiwa Ambassador John, tunashukuru kabisa na ile ulisema. Asante sana. Now I have the opportunity to call upon the Minister of Defense of the Republic of Rwanda, who is also the head of delegation, Major General Albert Murasira. You are welcome, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of Uganda, Your Excellency Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, President of the Sovereign Council of Sudan, colleague ministers present here, Special Representative of the Secretary General and Head of UNMISS, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen. It's my distinct honor this afternoon to start by conveying warm greetings from His Excellency Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda. His Excellency wished he could be here with you and is at this moment, but he asked me to join you on his behalf. I wish to thank Your Excellency and the people of South Sudan for having invited Rwanda to participate in such historical event. This day attests to the significance that your government and the people of South Sudan attach to nation and peace building. Rwanda has been a proud partner of South Sudan throughout its journey towards independence, peace, and stability. Rwanda is therefore very confident that there is light of peace and unity at the end of the tunnel sooner than later. At multilateral level, the government of Rwanda has been part of regional efforts under the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD Plus, among others, and Rwanda has also deployed sustained diplomatic efforts to support the cause of South Sudan in regional and international fora such as the African Union and the United States. At bilateral level, Rwanda has and continues to host a wide range of training and exchange program in favor of our South Sudanese partners. In 2021, Rwanda was honored to host senior South Sudanese officials for a senior leadership post-conflict peace building, reconstruction and stabilization course twice, which course was aimed at sharing Rwanda's experiences on conflict resolution as well as on homegrown solutions. Going forward, the government and the people of Rwanda are as determined as ever to remain firmly at the side of our South Sudanese brothers and sisters as you continue to forge your path towards peace, stability, and prosperity. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Rwanda and South Sudan have much in common apart from being partners states in the East African community. Our two nations have experienced violent conflicts, albeit at different times, with different magnitudes and under different circumstances. While each national journey and the context it plays in are inherently different, there are always useful lessons that can be learned from each other. Rwanda will always be glad and honored to share any experience and insights that may be useful to you in your own context. Once again, I am very pleased to be here, and we look forward to continuing to work closely together for the benefit of our peoples, our region, and our continent. Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Major General Albert Murasira, for that very strong bilateral message from our President, President Paul Kagame, and the people of Rwanda. Murakoze Shani. Now I have the privilege to call upon Dr. Bailey, the Minister of Defense of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, to come forward and deliver his message. Thank you, Your Excellency. You're welcome.
Your Excellency, General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of South Sudan, Your Excellency, Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, General Abdul Fattah al-Burhan, head of Sudan's Sovereign Council and chairperson of IGAD, Your Excellency, Dr. Riek Machar, first Vice President of the Republic of South Sudan, Excellencies, Vice Presidents of the Republic of South Sudan, Honorable Ministers, members of the diplomatic community, and representatives of the regional and international organizations, today's graduates, members of the Unified Armed Forces, all protocols observed, good afternoon. At the outset, I would like to pass the message of my leader, His Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali, Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, who unfortunately couldn't attend this special day due to some prior commitments. On his behalf, I would like to congratulate our host, His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, and parties to the revitalized agreement for bringing together this landmark event into reality. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today in Juba to witness one of the most important achievements in the South Sudanese peace process. The graduation of a unified forces is a significant milestone in ascertaining sustainable peace in South Sudan. Though it appeared difficult from the vantage point of where we stand today, the government of Ethiopia is highly optimistic that today's event marks a great leap forward in ending the transitional period, as in the roadmap put forward by the South Sudan's parties anonymously. This will definitely herald a new chapter for the unity, peace, democracy, and prosperity of the people of South Sudan. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the parties to the 2018 Addis Ababa Agreement have shown impressive compromise by reaching into an understanding and putting down the roadmap which the parties launched early this month that deserves recognition. This is because, first, it gave a direction and confidence for those who have been concerned about the expiration of the original deal by providing a realistic timeline towards democratic election at the end of the transition period. Second, and most importantly, for the first time since the Civil War, the parties have initiated, negotiated, and agreed to resolve their differences by their own, without a third-party intervention. This is an indication that the parties to the agreement have displayed the necessary political will and commitment which the whole world has been longing. Today's event is showing the fact that when there is a will, there is always a way. I am positive that this togetherness of parties will continue till the end of the transition period. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the realization of enduring peace demands a political commitment that was displayed by all parties. We have seen time and again that when the parties show willingness to concede some of their differences, the outcome would be a tangible result like this one. The recent developments of a positive trajectory, I believe, will surely lead us to more success. In this connection, Ethiopia encouraged the parties to the agreement and all the other South Sudanese stakeholders to hold on this momentum, which will definitely improve the lives of the people of South Sudan. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, finally, I want to ascertain that Ethiopia, as long-time sisterly ally of the South Sudan and its people, will continue to support the full and timely implementation of the agreement. Lastly, I congratulate all the parties once again for their commendable achievement. What we have seen here today provides witness that you are not only willing but also capable of making peace. I congratulate you all, graduates. I thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for that strong message. Ethiopia is where we negotiated the peace agreement. It is where we signed it after some support from Sudan. We always consult with you and we value your advices. Convey our greetings to the President from our President and the people of Ethiopia. And Mr. Ganalu. Now, I take the opportunity to call upon the Vice President of the Republic of Egypt for Defense Affairs, General Sidki Subi, who is also the head of the Egyptian delegation. Your Excellency, you're welcome.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السيد الرئيس سلفا كير بيرديت رئيس جمهورية جنوب السودان الشقيقة، السيد فريق أول الركن عبد الفتاح البرهان رئيس مجلس السيادة الانتقالي لجمهورية السودان الشقيقة، السيد الرئيس يوري موسيفني رئيس جمهورية أوغندا الصديقة، السيدات والسادة الحضور الحفل الكريم، كم هي فرصة عظيمة تلك التي أتشرف فيها بأن أكون في معيتكم اليوم في هذه المناسبة وفي هذا المكان. فأما المناسبة فهي تجسيد حقيقي لالتزام أشقائنا في جمهورية جنوب السودان بأحد أهم مخرجات اتفاق السلام المنشط بين الحركة الشعبية والحركات المعارضة في محور الترتيبات الأمنية، بتخريج هذه الدفعة من القوات الموحدة. وأما المكان جمهورية جنوب السودان فهو البقعة العزيزة في ضمير وجدان كل إنسان مصري، لما يربطنا مع هذا البلد العزيز من روابط ووشائج وجدت لتبقى بإذن الله من الأزل إلى الأبد. السيدات والسادة الحفل الكريم، اسمحوا لي أن أنتهز هذه الفرصة لكي أنقل في هذه المناسبة الهامة ومن هذا المكان العزيز عددا من الرسائل إليكم وعبركم. أولا، أنقل إليكم تحية وتقدير السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية، وتهنئة سيادته للسيد الرئيس سلفا كير ميرديت رئيس جمهورية جنوب السودان، وللسيد دكتور ياراك مشار النائب الأول لرئيس جمهورية جنوب السودان على تخريج هذه الدفعة من القوات الموحدة، الأمر الذي يؤكد الإرادة السياسية وإعلاء الصالح الوطني على النحو الذي لطالما عهدناه في قادة هذا البلد الشقيق. والتهنئة موصولة إلى حكومة وشعب جنوب السودان على هذا الإنجاز. ثانياً، إن تنفيذ استحقاق اتفاق السلام المنشط في جنوب السودان يعد أكثر أهمية من التوقيع على الاتفاق ذاته، ولعل مناسبة التي تتشرف بحضورها اليوم خطوة هامة ضمن خطوات سابقة ولاحقة بإذن الله على هذا المسار، وما يحمله من التزامات سياسية واقتصادية وتنموية وأمنية واجتماعية. ونذكر في هذا الصدد ونتذكر أن الترتيبات الأمنية والإخفاق في تنفيذها لطالما كانتا عثرة أمام العديد من الاتفاقيات في قارتنا السمراء، وهو ما يستدعي منا جميعا الانتباه إليه، وهو ما يفرض أيضا على أصحاب المصلحة في جنوب السودان وفي المجتمعين الإقليمي والدولي بذل كل جهد ممكن دعما للسلام والاستحقاقات ما بعد السلام. ثالثا، لسنا بحاجة لنأكد على ما هو مؤكد، ولكننا نعرب بالصدق عن عزم مصر الراسخ والأكيد، وكما كان العهد منذ قبل استقلال جمهورية جنوب السودان وإلى اليوم، نعرب بصدق عن عزم مصر الراسخ والأكيد على العمل مع أشقائنا في جنوب السودان من أجل تعزيز مختلف أوجه الشراكة القائمة بين البلدين الشقيقين في المجالات كافة، في إطار الروابط الأزلية الممتدة بين الشعبين، وعلى النحو الذي يجسد آمال التنمية لشعبي مصر وجنوب السودان وشعوب وادي النيل. وختاما، لا يسعني إلا أن أكرر التهنئة للقيادة السياسية ولحكومة وشعب جنوب السودان الشقيق على تخريج هذه الدفعة من مقاتلي القوات الموحدة، وأهنئ الخريجين أنفسهم. ولا يسعني أيضا والوفد المرافق إلا أن نتقدم لحكومة والشعب جنوب السودان بكل الشكر والتقدير على كرم الضيافة وحسن الاستقبال المعهودين عن هذا البلد العزيز وشعبه المضياف الكريم. وفقكم الله، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
General Sidki Subi, thank you for that important message from our friend President Fattah al-Sisi. We value your support to us. ونحن اليوم نود أن نشكرك سعادتك لهذه الرسالة الهامة. Mr. President, I now have the opportunity to call upon our regional elder, our President Yoweri Museveni of the Republic of Uganda, to address your people. Thank you.
His Excellency General Salva Kiir Mayardit, President of the Republic of South Sudan, His Excellency General Burhan, President of the Republic of the and happiness about what is happening here today, to see a united force of the people of South Sudan making a nucleus of a new national force. I thank you so much. Congratulations. I was watching these people who were passing here, and I could see they were from all parts of South Sudan, because I know you, I know who is who. I know the tall ones and the short ones. Slave trade, colonialism, underdevelopment, hunger, all have been here with us. Caused mainly by two problems. Problem number one, the greed of foreigners who always take advantage of Africa. You know who they are. Who was taking slaves? Do you know, to be told who it was? Colonialism. So those people are known. And they always take advantage of the problems here. But the second ones are our own internal mistakes. Because by 1900, the whole of Africa had been colonized, except for Ethiopia. How could it happen that the whole of Africa was colonized? It is because of our internal mistakes. How could we allow this bunch of foreigners to come and take over our continent? Now, the internal mistakes are really around mainly partly lack of full information, but also when I went to Khartoum, General Burhan taught me some Arabic words. One Arabic word he taught me was Hawiya. Once you go according to Hawiya, you are lost, you will not manage. So we, the progressive forces in Africa, you heard people talking of Mwalimu Nyerere, John Garang, General Salva Kiir here, the SPLM, NRM, other progressive forces. For us, we never emphasize Hawiya. We emphasize Maslaha. What are the interests of the people? We don't care what tribe you are, what religion you are, but you define the interests of the people, which are the same. Do you all have the same hunger? Yes. If there is Bari hunger and Dinka hunger, you tell me. But what I know is hunger is hunger. Floods are floods. Disease is disease. So with the progressive forces, we say, look at the maslaha of the people, not the Hawiya. That's what we say. Then, now here, these people are here, they are part of one force, prisons, army, and so on. But the army and the civil service, these are money consumers. But I heard the Vice President saying that you are now going to make them wealth creators also, that they will produce wealth instead of just consuming it. You want them to produce wealth. The Vice President wants you to grow crops, have factories, so to become wealth creators. But otherwise, public service is a money consumer. That means that money must come from somewhere. Where does money come from? From commercial agriculture. If you grow crops, for food and for money, that is wealth. Industries, services, ICT, that's where wealth and jobs are there. These government jobs are limited. Not everybody can be in the government. Uganda has got a population of 43 million people now. The civil service, public service are altogether 480,000. So, public service cannot solve the problem of the whole population for jobs. So the jobs are in commercial agriculture, in industry, services, and ICT. But these need peace. Without peace, you will not have commercial agriculture. You will not have industries. You will not have tourism and so on. So therefore, it's really it's an ideological issue in Africa that we should all understand the importance of peace and also the importance of the sectors that generate wealth, which are the other four I have talked about. The army may try to produce, but it cannot produce as much as the population, if the population has got peace. So I'm very happy to see that you are on the right track. You have united these forces. It delayed, the process delayed, but when I talked to the General Salva Kiir, he told me that part of the problem was money, because this integration needs money. So I think some of the partners, the friends, whose countries made a lot of mistakes in Africa here in the past, should bring that money so that these people can move quickly. Don't just talk. What do they call talking in Arabic? You are Arabs, me, I'm not an Arab. What do you call talking? Haram. Is it haram or haram? Whatever it is. Maneno, kwa Kiswahili tunasema maneno. So, congratulations, thank you very much. I came here, I've just been here enjoying myself. Thank you so much.
Well. Wisdom after wisdom after wisdom. If you store it in your mind and you use it in South Sudan, we will make a leap into development. Thank you, Mr. President, sir. Now, I have the distinguished opportunity to call upon President Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, President of the Sovereign Council of the Republic of Sudan, who also carries the protocol of IGAD. You are welcome, Your Excellency.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سيد الفريق أول سلفا كير ميارديت رئيس دولة جنوب السودان، سيد يوري موسيفيني رئيس دولة يوغندا، حضور الكريم جميعا، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. يطيب لي في هذا اليوم أن أزجي لكم عاطر التحايا وأعظم الأمنيات للإخوة الأشقاء في دولة جنوب السودان حكومة وشعبا للتوافق على تمديد الفترة الانتقالية إيزانا ببدء مرحلة جديدة في مسيرة هذه البلاد الواعدة. نسأل الله أن يوفقهم جميعا ويكلل خطاهم بالتوفيق والنجاح. أيها الإخوة والأخوات، إن السلام في جنوب السودان والسودان مكمل لبعضه ولا يمكن تجزئته، ونحن في البلدين نسعى لتعزيز الاستقرار في بلدينا بما يحقق الرخاء والتنمية لشعبينا، ونقدر للإخوة الأشقاء في جنوب السودان ما قاموا به لتحقيق السلام في السودان، فلهم منا الشكر ولهم منا التقدير. أيضا لا يفوتني هنا أن أحيي الأطراف الموقعة على خارطة الطريق للفترة الانتقالية القادمة على دورهم الوطني وإسهاماتهم الجبارة في حقن دماء إخوتهم وإرسال عائم السلام والاستقرار. هنيئا لكم إخوتي في جنوب السودان، وهنيئا لشعبكم الصامد بهذا الاتفاق، وهنيئا لكم بقيادتكم المدركة لمخاطر الانتقال. اسمحوا لي أيضا أن أزف التهنئة والشكر لكل من ساهم في إخراج هذا اليوم، والشكر والتقدير لدول الإيجاد والمنظمات الدولية والإقليمية وجميع الدول الصديقة والشقيقة التي ساهمت في إنجاح اتفاقية السلام المنشطة وفي وصول الأطراف في دولة جنوب السودان إلى خارطة طريق جديدة تم بموجبها تمديد الفترة الانتقالية لعامين قادمين. الإخوة والأخوات، حضور الكرام، يأتي لقائنا اليوم بهذا المكان لنشهد معا البداية الفعلية والعملية لإنفاذ خارطة الطريق الجديدة لاتفاقية السلام المنشطة لجنوب السودان، والتي نأمل أن تجد الدعم والسند المادي والمعنوي من المجتمع الدولي والإقليمي والدول الصديقة والشقيقة، تحقيقا للاهتمام المشترك والتعاون لحل مشاكلنا والعمل على مشاركة الفرص من أجل مستقبل أفضل لدولنا وشعوبنا. نتشرف اليوم ونحن نشهد تخريج هذه الدفعة من القوات المشتركة، وهم يمثلون الثمرة الأولى والأمل المرتجى لإنفاذ خارطة الطريق الجديدة لاتفاقية السلام المنشطة وحراسها الأقوياء، ولا يساورنا أدنى شك في قدراتهم وإمكانياتهم التي اكتسبوها في ميادين التدريب، في أنهم سيكونون خير معين لبلادهم ولشعب دولة جنوب السودان الذي ينتظر منهم الكثير وينتظر الكثير من تمديد هذا الاتفاق الجديد. الإخوة والأخوات، إن السلام والأمن هما حجر الأساس للاستقرار والتنمية والتكامل الإقليمي والدولي، وإن الصراعات والنزاعات تشكل أكبر تهديد لنجاحنا كدول ومجتمعات. ولا شك أن وجودنا اليوم بينكم وحضورنا لتخريج القوات المشتركة هو دليل نجاح للهيئة الحكومية الدولية للتنمية الإيغاد، وثمرة من ثمرات التعاون والتكاتف بين دول المحيط الإقليمي الأفريقي والدولي في إطار صناعة السلام وتحقيق الاستقرار. السودان بصفته رئيس الدولة الحالية للإيقاد وانطلاقا من مسؤوليته الأخلاقية والإنسانية، فإنه ظل وما زال وسيظل ملزم بتوجيه أعمال الإيقاد لتحقيق المنفعة المتبادلة لجميع الدول الأعضاء، والعمل على تحقيق السلام والأمن والاستقرار وتمتين عرى التعاون والتناصر والتكاتف رغم التحديات الماثلة. إننا لا نزال ملتزمين بالاطلاع بهذه المسؤولية الجليلة نيابة عن كل مواطني الإقليم. ختاما، وبحكم أننا أحد الضامنين لاتفاق سلام جوبا المنشط نؤكد وقوفنا التام معكم إخوتي في جنوب السودان في كل الظروف والمواقف، ونؤكد دعمنا اللامحدود لجهودكم وبرامجكم. نجدد التهنئة مرة أخرى على خارطة الطريق الجديدة لاتفاقية السلام المنشطة، ونتمنى لكم فترة انتقالية موفقة وحافلة بالعمل والإنجاز. نرفع كفنا لله سائلين لكم التوفيق والسداد. أخيرا كلمة يجب أن نقولها في حق هذه القيادة. أنا دار أتكلم مع إخواننا المتخرجين. أنتوا أخوانكم الغادة ديل تعبوا تعب شديد جدا عشان نحن نصل لهذا اليوم، عشان كده لنا حق ونجي نحتفل معكم هذا الاحتفال. نحن لنا أكثر من سنتين منتظرين اليوم حقنا ده، الليلة دي يوم الليلة ده. أنا بقول لهم أنتوا اليوم زي الجنة صغير ولدوه يا دوب الليلة. أنتوا جنة صغير ولدوه الليلة مسؤول من حماية شعب ودولة جنوب السودان. عشان كده بقول يا أخواننا القادة يجب أن تهتموا بهذا المولود اليافع جنة ده، اهتموا به عشان يقوم قوي ويكبر ويحمي بلده ويحمي شعبه. نحن نشهد أن هؤلاء القادة السنتين الماضيتين ديل قدموا كثير من التنازلات وكثير من التضحيات عشان نحن معاهم نشوف اليوم ده، فنحن بنشكرهم وبنتأكد أن هذه القيادة يجب أن تحظى بالاحترام والتقدير. سيد الرئيس سلفا كير ميارديت وكل أطراف اتفاق السلام لهم منا التحية ولهم منا التقدير، ونتمنى لإخواننا في شعب جنوب السودان دوام التقدم والازدهار. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وانفوق
سيد الرئيس
رفع مدخرجة أين هو وبرفع
السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح البرهاني مشكور لكلامك. نحن عارفين وقوفك مع رئيس جمهورية جنوب السودان من الاتفاق رجعناه من أديس لخرطوم، ظبطوه جينا خلصناه. بس نحن بنشكرك نتواكل عليكم وكل وقت نطلب وقوفك سعادتك مع رئيس. كلامك كله في محله ومظبوط ومطمن. شكرا جزيلا. Mr. President, I understand there is a short activity to welcome Your Excellency. In order for you now to take over and address your cadet, assure your nation and people that truly we now have a national force. So please proceed with the activity. Brief, no more than 2 minutes, please.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Martin, I want you to welcome our President, General Salva Kiir Mayardit. Inak.
DJ music, hit after hit. Salva Kiir Mayardit doye. Salva Kiir Mayardit doye. SPLM doye. South Sudan doye. Rani jam ben Kiir Mayardit chebe ina ya do moja god bayin ya Benjamin team. Rani jam ben Kiir Mayardit chebe ben Kiir Mayardit chebe Dr Days mami apane swag music hit after hit. Rani jam ben Kiir Mayardit chebe ina ya do moja god jam gira rai chokala win madon way chokala